Hello, my friend. Welcome to class. My name's Adrienne, and this is a quick, gentle grounding flow to release tension in your hips, your spine, your shoulders, and your brain. So just a great class to help you feel centered. You're going to need one prop for this practice, which is a blanket. So I know you can't see it, but it's right here. I have a blanket folded up underneath my hips that I'm sitting on. And I recommend that you fold up your blanket and sit on it as well to begin class. So go ahead and get yourself settled. You can pause this video if you need, make yourself comfortable. And then when you're ready, we'll begin in a comfortable seated position. So I'm in this crisscross applesauce seat, but if that doesn't work for you, you can always extend your legs out, or maybe have one leg in, one leg out, whatever feels good in your body. And then take a minute just to kind of like wiggle around, shake it out, shimmy the shoulders, just get into your body. Take a nice deep breath in, and then a big open mouth exhale. We'll do this a couple more like that, kind of wiggling and shaking the whole time. So inhale. One more, inhale. Good, and then seal your lips, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Grow still for just a moment. Feeling your hips on the floor, letting the shoulders relax down away from the ears. And let the muscles of your face relax and soften. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, flutter your eyes open if they're still closed. Take your arms out to the sides, flip your palms up. Inhale, reach up, get nice and tall. And then exhale, take your hands out in front of you. You can come out to the fingertips. That's just going to allow you some more space. And then walk out any amount. Try to root back through your hips, but tilt your pelvis forward so that those front bony hip points are moving towards the ground, or you can feel your pubis bone pressing into the ground. Big breath in, big breath out. Walk yourself all the way back up. Reach the arms up, big inhale. Exhale, we're gonna twist and forward fold over to the left. Over that left knee, walking your fingers out, relaxing your head. Continue to root back through your right hip and feel a gentle stretch through the right side. And then inhale all the way back up, reaching your arms up, and exhale to the right. Over that right knee, reaching out as much as feels comfortable for you. Let the head relax. Good, and then inhale all the way up, reaching your arms up. Exhale, push the air down in front of you, bringing your energy down into your center. And we're gonna do that 2 more times. So arms out and up. And exhale, push the air down. 1 more time, inhale up. Exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and take your blanket out from underneath your hips. We'll use that a little bit later. And then take your legs out in front of you. Bring your feet about hip width, maybe slightly wider. And then try to sit up nice and tall. So tilt your pelvis forward a little bit so that you can really feel a nice upright, or have a nice upright spine. Flex your feet, pull your toes back towards your knees. Reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep your arms around and forward, lean back, curl your back, chin to chest, and point your toes. So depending on how you're feeling, you can lean back further and challenge yourself a bit more. Maybe you just lean back slightly. So choose your own adventure. And then inhale, sit up, flex your feet, reach the arms out and up. We're going to do that a few times. So exhale, point the toes, lean back, round the spine. Inhale, sit up tall, reach up, flex the feet. Inhale to sit up. Exhale to round. Let's do one more. Good, inhale up, exhale, forward fold, relax your head, give yourself another little shimmy. Shaking and wiggling is a really nice way to release energy and just get into our bodies. So maybe do some circles with the feet. Good. And then we're gonna come into a figure four sit. So bring your right leg across and place your right ankle just on top of that left knee or above the left knee. Stay here for a moment, flex your left foot, and then reach your arms forward. We're gonna roll down onto our backs with control. So pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Same thing as we were just doing, round through your spine. Start to reach your fingertips forward as you roll back. If you want a little more challenge here, see if you can hover that left leg as you roll down. And then wherever you are, either bring your foot to the floor or keep it hovering, and then bring your left knee in, reach your arms up. Active pigeon pose. So you can keep your left foot on the ground if this is enough of a stretch, or keep that left knee or left foot lifted. And then just reach your arms up overhead. Try to keep the back of your ribs down. Feet are flexed and active. Big breath in. Exhale, take your left foot to the floor if it's lifted. Bring your arms down by your sides or to your belly. Couple your shoulder blades underneath you. And then we'll stay in this figure four shape, but we're going to move into a twist. So take your left foot, walk it across your mat to the right side, and then collapse your figure four. Bring your right foot to the left side of your mat. So we're still in this figure four position. Still keep your right knee moving away from your face, pointing up towards the ceiling. And if you need support, you can definitely take your blanket here and place it underneath your foot if your foot doesn't reach the ground and that feels uncomfortable. Take your right arm, reach it off to the right side, and then just take a few breaths here. If you'd like, you can take your left hand to your right knee and gently encourage your right knee away from your face. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. Now take your right arm all the way across, roll onto your left side, and stack your knees. So make any adjustments that you need here. And then I'm going to actually use my pillow underneath my, or not my pillow, my blanket underneath my head. So I'm just going to fold it up a few times here and lay my head on the blanket. You can also just use your arm as a pillow. So get nice and comfortable. Also, a little note for some people, the hip might be uncomfortable resting on the ground here. So you can use your blanket underneath your hip if that hip bone is uncomfortable pressing into the earth. So bring your knees a little closer. So your knees are in a more or less a 90-degree angle. And then just take your right hand out in front of you to brace yourself. Bring your right leg straight back behind you. Flex your foot. And actually, I'm going to have us take our right hand to our right hip. That way, that can just provide us a little bit of feedback. So lower your right leg towards the floor and then lift your right leg up. Try not to scrunch up your right side. Keep that right hip right where it is. And we're just going to do that a few times. Lifting and lowering. Try to keep your pelvis stacked. So don't let yourself roll backwards. Let's do one more. Good. And then bring yourself back to center. So now you can stay with this pillow underneath your head. I'm actually going to remove it for this next exercise here. So it depends on how far you want to go into this. You can leave your left arm where it is, and then this movement will be slightly smaller. If you want, you can reach your left arm up and lay your head on your bicep like so. So kick that right leg back once again, reach your right arm forward, and then kick your right leg back as you reach your right arm forward, chest rolls towards the ground. Let me make sure I'm not blocking my microphone there. So you can aim your chest more towards the earth, Reach back with the right heel, out with the right hand, and then rock back. You're gonna pull the elbow back and bring your knee in. And then we're gonna rock, reaching out, kicking back, and bring it in. And you'll notice here that when I bring it back, I am twisting a little bit. So the right knee is coming in and my elbow and my rib cage is twisting back. Let's do one more. I love these. Good, and then back through center. So roll back onto your back. And then we're gonna come back up into that figure four sit and move through the next side. So however you wanna come up, if it feels good, you can take some rock and rolls on your spine, or however you wanna come up to that sitting position. Extend your legs out. And I'm just gonna flip myself around and grab my blanket. And then legs are extended. So now it's going to be left foot over right leg, flexing both feet, press that right heel down, reach your arms forward, draw the shoulders down and back. Sitting up tall, and then we're going to do that slow roll down. So slightly curling or rounding the spine, chin to chest. If you want that added work, then you can try lifting or hovering the right heel as you roll down. And then once you're down, reach your arms straight up and bring your right foot either to the floor or right shin is lifted. Active figure four. Continue to press your left knee away from your face and then reach your arms up overhead. Work to keep the back of your ribs on the ground. Breathe here. Wonderful. And then slowly bring your arms down. Bring your right foot down if it's lifted. I'm just gonna scoop myself a little bit more onto my mat. And then we'll move into that collapsed figure four shape. So toe heel your right foot across your mat to the left, and then drop your left foot to the right. So shuffle your shoulder blades underneath you. Try to keep that ankle rested or hooked onto the top of your right knee. And then from there, press your left knee away from your face with your right hand, and you can reach your left arm out to the side. And your left hip will pop off the earth here, that's okay. It probably won't come back to touching, but you can work to gently draw the left hip towards the ground and see what that does for the sensation in your hip. Good, nice big breath here. And then when you're ready, take that right arm off the left leg, reach your left arm up and over. We're gonna roll onto our right sides. So now knees are stacked. Again, if you'd like, you can use your blanket underneath your head for that support. And I always like to fold my quite a bit so that I'm not crushing that bottom shoulder. And then bring your knees closer in so that we're in that 90 degree sit. Notice what's happening with your rib cage. So you might notice that your rib cage is dipping towards the floor. I want you to pull your waistline up away from the earth so that that core is nice and strong. Left hand on your left hip, and then extend that left leg straight back. Keep your pelvis stacked, and then lower and lift. Good. Moving a few times, nice and slow and controlled. And try to keep your waistline lifted. So if you lift that leg and your waistline collapses towards the floor, you know that you've gone probably a little bit too far. Good. I'm gonna do one more. Nice job. And then bring that left knee back in. So again, you can stay here, and I'll just demo this with the kind of smaller movement. It's just that with your arm here, the rocking gets in the way, or the arm gets in the way of the rocking. So if you extend your left leg back, you can reach your arm forward, right? And you can still do this movement, but I just like reaching my right arm up and leaning my head on my bicep. I feel like I can really get more rotation through the rib cage. So left arm reaches out in front of you, chest rolls down towards the floor, kick that left leg back. We're reaching in opposition. And then pull back, bend the knee, press your elbow back, and we'll rock a few times. Reaching out through the left fingers, back through that left heel. Try to keep your front ribs drawing in and up to keep your core nice and strong through this movement. Good, I'm gonna do one more. Beautiful. Make your way back to center, and then we're gonna roll back onto our backs. And we're gonna finish this class in a supported legs up the wall. So you're gonna grab your blanket and then roll up your blanket. And I want it to be pretty thick. Once you're down on your back, you're gonna slide that rolled up blanket underneath your hips and rest it just along the line of your sacrum, right underneath the top of your hips. So take a moment to get settled, make any adjustments that you need. And then arms by your sides, press your palms into the ground. And then bring one knee in and the other knee in and extend your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. Take a moment just to feel the weight of your legs sink back into your hip sockets. Let the back of your head grow heavy. And then bend your knees, keep your feet flexed, and push out through your heels to straighten the legs. That's just going to increase that sensation of stretch through the back line of your legs. We'll do that a few times. So bend and then straighten, bend, straighten, bend, push out like you're pushing into a resistance band. Good. After that last one, we're going to point the toes, just flutter kick your feet like you're kicking your feet in a little kiddie pool. You can also move your feet a bit more. Good. Keep it moving, keep breathing. You can let your legs be a little bit looser, maybe wiggle your hips. Just gonna get all the wiggles out. Have fun with it. Take some deep breaths. You'll see here, I'm kind of letting my legs fall out. I'm just doing what feels good, making opposite circles on the ceiling with my legs, going the other way. There's no right or wrong here. Imagine that you're a kid and you're just kind of playing and exploring and making silly shapes. Good. And then come back into stillness when you're ready, flexing the feet. Once again, feeling the weight of your heels and your thighs grow heavy. Big breath in, big breath out. Slowly bring your knees down, feet down, and then place your feet on the floor. Come off the blanket, slide it out from underneath your hips. And then we're gonna roll onto our sides and take a very short fetal pose Shavasana. So I'm just gonna scoop myself to, actually, I wanna lay on my left side. So choose the side that's more comfortable for you to lay on, left or right. And then a few options here. You can use your blanket either underneath your head for support, which is what I'm gonna do, or you can slide the blanket in between your inner thighs and use your bottom arm as a pillow. So get comfortable, choose the variation that feels best in your body. And then maybe kind of bring that shoulder out from under you. Close your eyes. You can curl yourself up into a little ball. Maybe wrap your elbows, give yourself a gentle hug, close your eyes. If you have another blanket here and you want to place it over yourself, you can do that. And while we're here, just take some nice deep breaths, slowing your breath rate down. Full inhales into the belly, the ribs. Complete exhales, letting all of your air out. So you're more than welcome to pause this video and stay here. If you are ready to move off of your mat and go about whatever else you're doing today, then we're going to slowly start to open the eyes and maybe just kind of stretch, reach, or you can even give yourself a little hug or a big hug. And then roll forward, slowly press yourself upright. We're going to come into a seated position, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then we'll close by taking one hand to the heart center, to the sternum bone. You can close your eyes or keep your eyes soft. And then we're just going to rub our heart center, letting this be a reminder to come back to our heart space, to come back to our bodies. Take some deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling. And then just let your hand be still on your heart for a moment. One final breath together, inhaling and exhaling. Thank you so much for joining me for this grounding practice. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel a little bit more centered, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.